You ever wonder how a moment of just intense crisis can somehow lead to the most profound clarity? Well, today we're diving into a really hopeful doctrine that was revealed to Joseph Smith, not in a time of peace, but right in the middle of a major storm of persecution.
Listen to those words. Joseph Smith wrote them while he was in hiding. It just perfectly captures the constant pressure he was under. He was literally a fugitive, on the run, yet his mind was zeroed in on this glorious revelation about connecting families, both the living and the dead.
So here's where we're headed. We're going to start with the crisis Joseph was in, then look at how the saints were gathering. We'll explore the big question that sparked this whole revelation, the specific procedures God commanded, the incredible doctrine that links us all together, and finally, just the sheer joy that came with this teaching. All right, to really get this, we have to understand the danger Joseph Smith was in. This wasn't just some abstract opposition. We're talking about a real, credible threat to his life. And the irony here, you can't make this up. Boggs was the very same governor who had issued that infamous extermination order against the saints just a few years before. And now, Joseph was being falsely accused of trying to have him assassinated. It was during this exact time, while he was in hiding, that he wrote the letters that would become sections 127 and 128 of the Doctrine and Covenants. But here's the thing, even as this personal storm was brewing for Joseph, the Lord was giving revelations that were all about building up and strengthening his people. So let's just rewind for a second to see how it all fits together. This timeline really helps put it all in perspective, right? In the year and a half leading up to these letters from hiding, the focus was squarely on gathering the saints and establishing communities. This was not a church in retreat. It was a church on the move, building for the future. Think about what a huge act of faith this was. This command to build showed a focus on the future, a commitment to creating places of refuge and strength for thousands of converts who are gathering from all over the world. And right in the middle of these huge plans for cities, the Lord gives this deeply personal message to Brigham Young. After years of unbelievable sacrifice on missions, 10 of them, the Lord basically says, your offering is accepted. Now it's time to focus on your family. It's just such a powerful reminder that God sees the big picture and the individual all at the same time.
So, you've got the saints gathering, the prophet in hiding, and a question that had been weighing on so many hearts really comes to the forefront, and it needs a divine answer.
This is a question that, honestly, hits close to home for almost everyone. What about those good, honorable people, our own family members, who lived and died without ever getting the chance to accept the gospel and its ordinances? Is there any hope for them? And you can see how personal this was. Joseph himself had grieved for his beloved older brother, Alvin, and the very first public teaching on this topic actually happened at a funeral, prompted by the sorrow of a mother, Jane Naaman, for her son. This doctrine was truly born from love and compassion. And so the Lord revealed a way forward, an absolutely beautiful one. A living person could act as a proxy, as a stand-in, and be baptized on behalf of someone who had passed away. Now, back in the 1840s, this was revolutionary. It completely went against the common belief that your fate was sealed at death. It suggests that God's mercy extends way beyond the grave. It's not about forcing anything on anyone. It's about unlocking a door and giving them the choice to accept it in the spirit world. Okay, but this couldn't just be done haphazardly. The Lord was very, very specific. If this work was going to be valid in heaven, it absolutely had to be done with order and precision here on earth. So, from his hiding spot, Joseph lays out this whole meticulous process. You have to have an eyewitness recorder. Then, to handle the sheer volume of this work, ward recorders could be appointed. Their records would then be certified and compiled into a general church record. This wasn't just about bureaucracy, it was a sacred trust. And here is why that record-keeping matters so much. This verse is the key. It directly connects the earthly record to the heavenly one. The books that the book of Revelation talks about, the ones the dead will be judged from, well, they include these very records we keep on earth. The act itself is sacred, and so is the record of it. And this takes us from the how, the procedure, to the profound why. This isn't just about checking names off a list. It's about forging an eternal chain, connecting generations. This is kind of mind-blowing. It reveals this radical interdependence. It's not just that our ancestors need us to perform these ordinances for them. The Revelation says that we need them. Our salvation is literally linked to theirs. We can't be made perfect or complete without them. It's a two-way street. I love this core metaphor, a welding link. Just picture a blacksmith taking two pieces of metal and with intense heat, welding them together so they become one unbreakable whole. That's what this work does. It connects all the different eras of God's work on earth, all the dispensations, into one great unified family. And that brings us to the emotional peak of these letters, because even though he was in deep water, Joseph's writing isn't filled with fear or despair. Not at all. It is overflowing with triumphant joy. This is the sound of this revelation. It's not a whisper, it's a shout of gladness. It's mercy, it's truth, it's glad tidings for the living and for the dead. The hope that this one doctrine provides is just immense. Just imagine that for a second. This doctrine gives a voice to the dead, allowing them to sing praises because the path forward has finally been opened. Through this work, those in what the scriptures call spirit prison are given the keys to their own freedom. And the joy doesn't just stop with humanity, it's cosmic. Joseph calls on all of creation, the mountains, the valleys, the seas, the sun, moon, and stars, to join in this massive chorus of praise. It's a declaration that God's plan is vast, it's merciful, and it truly encompasses everything. So, we end here, with this idea born out of crisis that reveals a plan linking heaven and earth, past and present. It declares that family isn't just for now, it's for eternity. And it really asks each of us to think about our part in that great welding link that connects us all.